Hey guys, today we want to talk about state, what this means and why it's so important when it comes to restoring thyroid health as well as healing anything in general. If you look at our industry, everyone's just chasing and chasing and chasing. What are they chasing with?
Supplements.
And labs.
Diets. Labs to tell us what's wrong with us, but nothing informing us as to why, right? And that's what we really want to talk to you guys about today. One pattern that we have observed over and over and over again in all the years that we've been working with people to restore their adrenals and heal their thyroid is that the state of the body is not changing, right? Our brain is not able to clearly communicate to our endocrine system.
And this is simple. We can really break it down so it makes sense to you, right? We're constantly focusing on our symptoms. We're constantly focusing what's wrong with us, our disorders, or the diseases that have the person. But we're ignoring the person. What's saying, how you doing? How are you living today? How are you feeling? We're separating that. And by doing that, what we're doing is we're coming up with all these modalities to chase that. That perpetuates that vicious cycle. And what we're seeing is people are not really healing and reaching their goals. It's actually becoming more of a stress to heal these days.
Or another thing that we might see is that they feel better for short periods of time through applying a diet or a modality or a supplement. And there is a degree of taking stress off the body, which is why we see that, but there is no assistance in reconnecting how, again, things are communicating, coming back to how the brain is communicating with the rest of your systems.
So instead of focusing on the disease or the effect, the problems, now we have to create a paradigm shift, right? We have to start focusing on the person, right? We have to start focusing on what is causing all those symptoms, the disease, disorders, how you feel, etc. Because if we identify that and we begin to create that change, guess what happens? We change the outcome, we start creating change, and we get off that hamster wheel that we've been on for the past 10, 20, 30 years.
Right. So the RTN process is really designed to teach you a process that allows you to begin to develop the awareness that you need that is going to provide you the opportunity to make the change, right? So many of us have never been given the opportunity to really understand what we need in our lives to thrive. And we give you all of the tools to begin to understand where you are so that you can use your food to meet the demands of each day, which is going to quiet down your adrenals, give you the energy that you need to sustain the demands of your day, and quiet your nervous system, which is making you more resilient to stress.
So I want to touch upon two things. First is eating food has become so complex. Our process is all about eating food. How do we eat metabolic foods in a strategic way to meet our metabolic needs and really take control of our health and our physiology? But it's become so foreign to just wake up and eat periodically throughout the day and create these new healthy habits. It's almost like we've gotten so far away from that.
Yeah, and when it comes to, again, the adrenals and the thyroid, we're seeing so many energy deficits. So people are coming into the day in the red. Their tank is empty, and some have borrowed against their balance, right? So
all day.
That is where, again, the timing, the intention, the strategy behind what it is we're doing is replenishing, right? We're building back up those deficits so that you can meet stress head on, meet it whereas you need it, and then recover from it.
It's about putting energy back in the bank account, not only withdrawing, but making sure you're not writing checks that your body can't cash. Because when you do that, over time, you end up in the negative, and you can feel that throughout your body and throughout your life.
Right. So it's not about just eating food. It's about what types of foods, what balance of foods, the timing of it. It sounds very complicated, but it really isn't as you begin to settle in and observe yourself within it.
The second thing is what is beneath the surface and the simplicity of what we're doing. And that's the science and the physiology. And it really comes down to a principle that we haven't created, but we've kind of connected. And it's the relationship between the adrenals, the thyroid, and the nervous system. And this is what we're doing with our approach to change the overall state, right? To make sure that we're not doing a crazy diet, that we're not taking supplements and doing labs, but we're still running from the lion, or we're still on the roller coaster in a stress state. We're sitting down, we're resting, but we're still in a stress physiological state. So with our RTN approach, what we're doing is now we're putting out the fire, right? So we can take the burden off the adrenals, so we can store energy, use that stored energy, right? Because the adrenals regulate the availability of fuel. So now when that's available, guess what? Guess what has fuel? The thyroid. It can burn the fuel to not only produce thyroid hormone and convert it, but feed our cells. And this is where the magic happens, because in every tissue you have cells, 50 trillion of them, I think. And the more energy you produce, the more you keep that feedback cycle going. What happens is you produce more energy, more mitochondria, you become more metabolic. But the most important thing that's happening here, and the beauty of all this, is when you produce energy, that energy helps to auto-regulate the nervous system, right? The nervous system that's in the brain and the body, right? It helps to regulate your state. So now when you're at rest physiologically. You're in control. When you need to come up, you come up. But now you can come back down and get off that roller coaster.
So where are we going with all of this, right? In 2020, guys, let's stop chasing our tails.
It's exhausting.
It's so exhausting. We speak to so many people every day.
Every day.
Just done. They've been down every rabbit hole you can possibly imagine. There is another way. And there are 5 things the human nervous system needs to regulate. And that is being seen, heard, held, responded to appropriately, acknowledged. Those are all things that we can begin to do for ourselves. And that is going to allow you to make different decisions to support you in each and every day and create an environment for your body to heal.
One of the most common things we hear from clients and people we talk to every day is they're just completely exhausted of chasing health. It's become like orthorexia. Their head is spinning. They don't know what to eat anymore. The most common thing we hear from our clients is they feel so liberated and they know what to do every single day in order to create health, and that they're doing less. If you're ready to do less and get more out of 2020, we dare you to click on the link below to learn more about our Restoration Thyroid Nutrition online group coaching program.